I am a card-carrying and self-described hillbilly. I actually worked at a coal mine. I grew up in a little town called Appalachia, Virginia, 10 miles from Harlan, Kentucky. All of my family's from Kentucky, so I have a very big place in my heart for this. And I started out, my mother was a music teacher. You're getting you're going to get the funny part of the story here now. You know, it's like when I go to when we pass the collection plate or I do the altar call, just walk out. Got into the music business. And so I've always had a deep desire to get out. And then once I got out, I realized I wanted back in. And the way that happened was through finding things like bringing music after I had what I thought was achievement in going out and telling stories in film and television and music and Grammys and all of that crap, is if you're not changing culture and you're not bringing something back to culture, it just doesn't matter. It's place and culture matter. You're not going to build cities. You're not going to change without that. And sitting here to listen to Henry and William today and what started all this, and Sam and Buddy and all the people that have talked, one of the things that I've wanted to do is to come back and figure out how to tell stories that do work, that actually do change. And as a working musician, God, I remember playing in a band in Harlan, Kentucky, and a drunk guy, held a pistol on us and made us keep playing the song Cocaine 14 times, but he was giving us $20 every time that we played it. And the drummer finally looked at us and said, he's going to have to shoot me. I can't do it again. But I come to this by saying one of the things that listening to the brilliance of Henry and William and everybody else that's spoken is, I noticed that so many things that I did in that is that we do so much in presentation. Media is presenting. Media is preaching, and it wants from us, it doesn't want for us so many times. And so what I did notice as a working musician for years and years, when you'd want it for the people and you could make them dance, they were willing to hold a gun on you because it was so good. And they wanted that. And so making television shows and films, you had to get good at this because we're all sitting on our couch with a clicker in our hand, and if I don't hold your attention for the minute one, my season's over, and I've had to basically crawl over the wall and sell this to get it to you. So I'd always wanted to come back home and tell those stories. And what I did notice in the things that I did work on that were successful, when we made Oh Brother Where Art Thou, all of a sudden, everybody that I grew up with suddenly had a pride over hillbilly music and the whole country dancing around it. And they just did. I got lucky enough after that to end up working on music in the film in The Sopranos, and every Italian in New Jersey thought it was the greatest thing they'd ever seen. But it was because they saw themselves in it. And it actually worked to themselves. And everything that you were just talking about, brother, it's seeing yourselves and where it is. And so my goal of working with Buddy and Sam and Will and everybody here, because I'm already in that crappy business out there. You know, I know what it is. I know what we're selling. We want from, we don't want for. It's how much money will it make? What do we get? What do we bring it in? So everything that we were talking about was, my goal is now is how do we change that conversation to where the people are dancing because they feel it and they see themselves. It's not presentation, it's communication. It's a conversation between us seeing ourselves in modern media, whether you're from Harlan County, Kentucky, whether you're from Barbados, whether you're from Clayton, Georgia, Bowling Green, or New York City or Boston. How do we all see ourselves in this narrative of what we saw these kids that are talking to people? And at our table a moment ago, we were just talking about how all of those kids hit on pizza. Well, we all know we like pizza. You know, this is really simple. And when we overcomplicate it and want from it, we just try to figure out how we can get away with the most. And that's the way the business works. But the more that our society gets divided because we're not having these people, my people, your people, all our people, see ourselves as narratives in the story. And that's what I noticed when Henry first started talking is had you know, we've had to make ourselves superhero and animatronic figures or wrestling characters to kind of feel like our voice matters. And it really doesn't. Everything that we are, we're still the story. Story matters, place matters, we matter. And how I got involved here and what is here is because I met Sam through our mutual friend T-Bone Burnett, and he started talking to me, and I met the brilliant Buddy. And I said, you know what? This is really what I want to do. You can go to the Emmys, you can go to the Oscars, you can do all this stuff, you can have these things, but if you're not contributing to something greater than just the bottom line or stacking it up, we're not doing anything. And I think that's what the purpose is here. And that's not eliminating the commercial aspect. It's the more commercially successful things are, the more impact they have. But when we're thoughtful in it, and I'm being way more serious than anybody's ever used to seeing me. When I first decided to move to New York, I went and talked to my dad, who was real hillbilly. And Ollie looked at me and he said, boy, it ain't a race if you ain't a rat. Think about that one for a minute. Think about that one. So I'm here because I'm tired of being a rat and I want to run a different race. And I think that Buddy, Sam, and everybody in this room is on that track. And I want to figure out more how to do that with whatever knowledge or lack of knowledge. I always said, too dumb for New York, too ugly for LA, move to Nashville. I didn't even make there, I'm coming to Bowling Green. Thank you, and we'll pass the collection plate.